This story appears in the June 2022 issue of Forbes Asia. Subscribe to Forbes Asia. This story is part of Forbes coverage of Malaysia's Richest 2022. See the full list here. Overcoming pandemic pains and the impact of flash floods in December, Malaysia's economy grew 5% in the first quarter of 2022, buoyed partly by a recovery in domestic demand. While the stock market dipped slightly in the past 12 months, currency fluctuations saw the ringgit drop 6%. The combined wealth of Malaysia's 50 richest was down 10% from a year ago to $80.5 billion. Overall, 30 tycoons saw their wealth decline, including Quote Group's legendary founder Robert Quote, whose fortune fell 10% to $11 billion. Nonetheless, the 98-year-old tycoon remained at No. 1, a position he has held for over 2 decades. There was no change in the top 3 ranks. With $10.1 billion, Klek Leng Chan, chairman of Hong Leong Company, Malaysia, was the biggest gainer in dollar terms and consolidated his position as Malaysia's second richest person. Kun Bokong and his siblings, who control aluminum giant Press Metal, remained in the third position with $6.2 billion, nearly flat from a year ago. The country's rubber glove makers, who were among last year's biggest winners, faced a stark reality check. Demand for personal protective gear, which had ballooned in 2021, deflated as the pandemic abated, knocking down shares of their companies. Kwan Kam Han of Hartalega Holdings and Top Gloves Lin Chai were down the most in dollar terms and slipped into ranks below the top 10. The net worth of husband and wife Stanley Tai and Cheryl Dan of Supermax was down by more than 2/3, the most in percentage terms. The collective wealth of this group of 5, which includes Kaosan Rubber Industries Lim Kwang Sia and Wong Teek Sun of Riverstone Holdings, shrank more than $5.7 billion. Indonesia's temporary ban on edible oil exports amid a drop in Malaysia's palm oil production resulted in windfall gains for tycoons in that sector. The fortune shared by U.S. educated brothers Lee Oi-Hian and Tao Hian got a boost of more than a third as shares of Batu Kawan and its plantation subsidiary soared on rising profits. Ling Cheong-ho, one of 2 returnees this year, made a comeback to the list after a 4-year gap. High shares of Sarawak Oil Palm, the flagship of his Shenyang group, rallied. The March listing of dairy producer Farm Fresh propelled Loy Tong Yi, who shares a $380 million fortune with 2 siblings, onto the list for the first time, making him this year's sole newcomer.